Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Ryan, I'm an artist, and in this series I am documenting my process through creating a triptych series. Last week I used a projector to trace this drawing onto the third piece of the series. After doing that tracing though, I realized that I had actually made a mistake in the initial sketch of this series. The mistake is right here. The issue is perspective. If you look at the giant, his hand and a little bit of his thigh is behind the tree. But if you look at the tree, the base of the tree actually shows that it is behind the giant. So it doesn't actually make any sense that the giant would be behind the tree. If anything, it makes sense that the tree would be behind the giant. In order to fix this, I'm going to perform two tests. These tests are going to be done digitally on the initial sketch that I used to create this tracing. So let's go over to my desk and create those tests. Hey guys, so we're at my desk. Here is the full shot of the Triptych series, right? I don't think I've actually shown this off before. This is the original sketch that I used to project onto the other three pieces. I cut up each of these into the three sections that I needed them to be, and then projected them to their corresponding page. Right now, we're on the third one, so I'll zoom in to talk about that a little bit more. So, we're talking about the hand. We want to fix the hand, right? We want to fix this weird perspective issue that I didn't notice before for some reason. There are two options to fix this. It is one, bringing the hand and the rest of the giant forward so that the tree is actually behind him. This is probably the best option, but it is also the hardest. The second option is to extend this trunk all the way down. My goal with this option is to make the tree look like it's in front of the giant and to make it look like it's actually more in the foreground. It's probably not the best option. It's honestly probably not even really going to look very good. But I'm gonna sketch it out anyway, just to see what that looks like. And I'm gonna start with that one first. I'm gonna zoom in and let's just start. I'm gonna make a duplicate because it's always better to work constructively. Okay, how's that look? That's not terrible. That was actually better than I thought it would be. Surprising. It doesn't totally work. Perspective starts to get weird here again. It's like, why are these the same width if this is more towards the foreground? So let's try out the other option. Let's see if that's better, which it, again, probably is the better option. Okay, square one. Let's start messing with some stuff. Better. I like that. Let's see. So we have this one versus this one. I think I have to go in this direction, which means I have to do the harder thing. Oh well. Okay, so it is time to commit. I'm going to pull this image up onto my laptop, and then that way I have a direct reference and I know exactly how I want to draw the hand. I don't want to mess with the projector too much. It's going to take too long to set all that up and then resync everything and line it up, and much more of a hassle to do that. And I'm fairly confident in my ability to just draw this hand onto that piece of paper. Okay, I have my charcoal all ready to go, sharpen, and ready to get in here and start changing the hand. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to do is start racing out the tree so I can start bringing the hand to the foreground. Okay, it's not perfect, but I've managed to erase out the tree and put in the new hand. Right now it still kind of looks like the tree's there. It looks like it's just like transparent, or like part of the giant is transparent. Kind of looks like a ghost hand. I think at the end though, I think I can fix it, and I'm gonna do a video at some point towards the end of this project where I go back in and noodle with all 3 pieces at the same time to make sure that everything is just cohesive. With that alteration made, it's time to go in and start rendering out the piece. My goal right now is to try to just get these top layers of trees shaded. Once from there, I can go in and start putting in a lot more detail. After that, I'm going to use vine charcoal and go in and start blending everything in. The compressed charcoal is strong enough that the vine charcoal won't rub out the compressed charcoal. Okay, now that this is all lined, it's time to go in and start adding in the shading. I didn't say this before I started lining it. The reason I'm starting at the top is for the exact same reason that I traced everything at the top first. You want to start at the top and then work your way down because you're going to smudge as you go. As you can already see here, I'm already smudging some of the traced drawing. I'm trying to be very careful and not smudge any of this guy. You can't really help it, so it's always better to get everything figured out at the top first and work your way down. So like I said, I'm gonna go through and add a big wash with the vine charcoal, and then from there I can go in and start adding in some more detail. Okay, now it's all blocked in, time to smooth it out. To do this, I like using paper towel. There are other ways to do this. I find that the paper towel just works best. I've always done this on my charcoal drawings, and yeah, I think it just works. So as I'm smoothing this out, you can see that the compressed charcoal is leaving an impression. And here I can give you a close-up. So the compressed charcoal is leaving a strong line, and when I go through with my paper towel, it is blending all this away and leaving the lines that I want. Now that everything is blended in, I'm going to go through and start pulling out all the different highlights. You can see here in the trees, I used the eraser to pull out all of the highlights in the trees, but they had to have the value first. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. And I want these pieces to feel like they're continuing. So I want the highlights to look like they continue off of each other. In order to do that, I want to try to match them up with this one to the left. And I'm just going to do this pretty rough right now, because as I continue the piece, I'm going to want to come back to this and work on everything pretty much at the same time. Now with those there, I have a guide on where I want to put my highlights. Usually at this stage, I would also want to go in at the bottom of the trees and put in the compressed charcoal so I can make these areas even darker, but I think I'm going to do that next time. Right now, I'm just feeling pretty tired and I kind of want to just start editing this video. So I think I'm going to save that for next week when I try to go in and start to line all the behind trees and start moving into this next layer of trees. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next update. Bye.